This is Miles at Wilco, and I have a 40-acre property I'd like to share some information on with you. This is located in Northern California in Shasta County. So in this video, I'm going to share my screen with you and go through what I'm looking at in terms of access, utilities, location, viewings, things like that. So everything you can see from a desktop computer. Let me roll through the photos as I talk a little bit more about the property. Then let me get into location and access. And lastly, maybe touch on utilities. So we had a photographer head out to this property. And this is a 40 acre. It's in Shasta County. It's located near Oak Run, Whitmore area. This is not too far outside of Redding. Our photographer did not make it to the actual property. These off-grid rural properties like this, dirt road access, they do, locals, homestead communities, they will put up gates to prevent, riffraff from coming back there. I do want to get into access and the easement described in the legal description. So these photos are meant to give you an idea of the location. I mean, this is a really close lake. I'll pull up on Google Earth when we get off this. And this is all going to be displayed on our website. And so what I want to talk about is access, because our photographer did run into a gate. And the first thing I want to show you is the legal description of this property. And this is going to be the main question people get. How do I get there? What's access like? Things of that nature. And what the important thing is out of this legal description is, and I'm no expert, I want to preface this with I'm not an expert. I would actually probably contact a surveyor or an expert on the subject who can read these legal descriptions and plat maps. This is something I've learned over the years, and I want to share it with you so you can make your own opinion. It's some tools to help obviously create some optimism on the property. So this is describing the property location up here, and the way the plat map is how you can read the plat map. It's helping you read it. And what we're looking at here is together with a non-exclusive easement for road purposes over the south one half of said section 4. And so that means what that's saying to me is this is a plat map describing multiple sections, and we're looking for section 4 right there. And these are the sections. So this is section 4. This is section 4, right? Everything inside of this, everything is section 5 over here. Section 5, everything inside of here. So this block is section 5. This block is section 4. And our property is circled number 30 here. And what that easement's describing is together with a non-exclusive easement for road purposes over the south one half of said section 4. That's saying that the whole south one half to me is describing, which is this south half, one half of section 4. So they're saying there's access to these properties down here. So they're saying there's road easements. Again, this is an undeveloped area. People might be homesteading, using properties for recreation, or just playing out, unused land. So our property hasn't probably ever been touched. And I want to get to Google Earth and look deeper into that. What does that mean? I don't know. I mean, you see like vacant roads or dirt roads coming through the south here. Again, I mean, you're going to want to talk to experts if you're going to put up $1 million cabin back here and just make sure everything's kosher with that. Otherwise, I think people might even just blaze trails through there. I don't know if it's a community thing or if it's just kind of every man for themselves. And I mean, there could be other easements and other deeds described coming from this way or coming from section 9 down here. I mean, you'd have to dig through a lot of deeds and records to look into that. And so we went through the photos, giving you a bird's eye view of this 40-acre location. We're not too far from Redding. We're south of Round Mountain. We're pretty close to Oak Run and Whitmore, California. Shingletown's to the south here. So this is where we're at. Again, all I'm doing to find our property location is copying and pasting these GPS coordinates. Super easy. We post them in the listing details. It's going to pull up on here. The next thing I recommend people doing is looking at, we share this file. It's on Google Earth. So you have the option to use our Google Earth file, which you won't have these property lines or these points. That's a third-party app. But you can go on Shasta County's GIS, just Google Shasta County GIS, and you can look up, again, more GIS imagery. It won't search, just FYI, properties won't search with those dashes in there. I just wanted to show you that. A lot of property IDs are displayed with dashes, but you do have to go like this. You have to make sure you're on parcels and you search. It pulls up our property here. So the 40 acre, you can look at some more information on it, right? And you can look on these GIS maps and aerial imagery, and you can see this south half section, which is right here. Again, this is what we saw on the plat map. So there's some sort of easements to all of these properties. So they didn't just create this subdivision to create all these landlocked properties back here. Now the reality when you get back there, I don't know. I mean, what are the gates like? Who do you talk to? You know, are there alternative routes? These are things that, you know, we offer more of a self-service real estate model. And that's why I make these videos, to show you everything that I know. But you can see, if I zoom out, it's showing the parcel points, but you can see the roads. You can see like Briar Lane goes all the way up into here. You can see there's a dirt road, you know, going up even further north. It looks like this is Miller Mountain Road, and that weaves all our way around. Keep in mind our property is to the south right here. So Miller Mountain might get you, you know, heck, I don't know where it might get you. These are more meandering dirt roads. So people are cutting off through down here. Looks like there's a section maybe cut off, you know, somebody's been blazing a trail back there. Alternatively, you have Miller Mountain Road. Maybe you take a right at this dirt road entrance. This is a road. If you zoom in tightly, you can see, I mean, road if you want to call it a road, but a 2-track maybe. And that brings you through, again, we're in the south 1/2 section where the easements are. Maybe people have just been blazing this trail, and it gets winds all the way back through here to our listing, which is right here, I believe, this one. So yep, it's our listing. And there's also a road that people are using, multiple owners, like you see development on some of these properties. So you see a little shed there, maybe a house in the woods, like somebody's accessing, you know, a handful of these properties back here through these dirt roads one way or another. And we'll look at land ownership and see who owns some of these properties and see if any of it's government land. Like here's Grinley Ranch Road. So that comes off, I know it's tough to, you know, Fern East Road. Here's Grinley Ranch, Spillway. So Grinley Ranch might take you all the way to, does it shoot down here? And up to our property? I don't know. I mean, this is going to be an adventure for somebody to explore. There's an easement on the deed though, which is a positive. So next thing I want to show you, and I think it's an easier view if we hop on my program, but you can also see another app, First Am, showing the same stuff. Some of these roads, we've got Lavinier Farms here. You've got Miller Valley to the south. That gets pretty close. We zoomed in. It's going to search property records. So let's get off these apps. It's just, they're kind of time consuming. So let's get off that. This is our property. We've got this available on our website. I'm going to click around and I'm going to see who owns some of these. So this is going to be private ownership on Miller Mountain Road. And what's this property? So this is USA land. This is BLM land, and that's a good sign. So this is a corner of our property. As we know, these are public lands. So these are roads. This is Briar Lane. So what we do know is that we can get onto government lands, BLM land, U.S. Forest Service land, and we can take an ATV. We can see, let me get a better bird's eye view. We can see other dirt roads meandering through this area here. And that includes this, we had the name of it, this road here. It would come up for me. Okay, so that is, they don't make this easy, do they? We just had that road name. It's like Click Hack or something like that. What it is, it's named after this. Clark Reservoir. So it's Clark Road is this one. So we can see that that goes pretty darn close to our property. Let's say this is a feature, it's a ruler on Google Earth. Let's say you did make it to this, you were able to identify, hey, okay, I hit this point, right? Use natural features in the landscape to figure that out. Well, I need to shoot south about 800 yards to get to this Wilco property. And that ruler is going to be a really great tool for you. Let's say you were on this road. What you're looking to identify is maybe this residence, you went too far, maybe all these dirt roads meandering down through here. This is in the gully. But again, the really key is this is BLM land, government land, and we know that through ownership here. It's a 144 acre parcel. The next thing is Shasta Forest Timberlands LLC. I'm assuming that's a private company. This is Bet Susan. This is Kalak Roads being accessed, obviously, by more than one landowner back here to the east of her property. Sierra Pacific Holding up there. And more private ownership. So again, I think this is all going to be private ownership heading into our property. So next thing I'd want to look at is, okay, Grinley Ranch Road. How close would Grinley Ranch get us? That's private ownership to the south. You know, is there any other public access points? Sierra Pacific Holding Company, I don't know what their rules are on or hiking through their lands. I'm assuming this is a big Shasta Forest Timberlands LLC. You can click around a little bit. I mean, this is available on Shasta County's GIS, but you have to click a few more buttons to get there. So again, what we're looking at is probably taking, you know, Miller Mountain Road, I want to say, or Fern Road, maybe to Miller Mountain, or Kalak Road, maybe Briar Lane down onto this BLM property. And you also have some train changes here. A lot of meandering dirt roads there. So yeah, this will be playing around with things like this. This will be saying, hey, how do I know if I'm at the property when I'm out there? Well, use the GPS coordinates, but also say, hey, this is a valley right here. This is a natural feature in the landscape you can identify. You know, and it's at the top of the property here. And you can use that ruler I showed you to say how far does a 40 acre go down? And you know, hey, you've got this 33333 Grinley Ranch. You've got some of these residents with this driveway, natural features that you can see in the landscape there. So those are things to keep a lookout for. I know it's not the clearest black and white answer. You know, it's not going to be perfect. I mean, this is kind of what we're dealing with. Gravel Pit Road gets pretty close. A lot of these off-grid properties like this, I mean, they're priced to sell. They're priced where they are. It's going to take a little bit more effort. It's going to be more of a project on somebody else's end. And it's going to be an adventure. You're going to have a little bit of a skill set in going back there. Obviously, you know, do your due diligence, be wary. Here's a good view of that road that was coming off Briar Lane. Like, would this get you? I mean, we have that easement. This almost gets you all the way there. I mean, look at that. I mean, obviously somebody's traveled that and it kind of stops here. So nobody's been going to our property. So maybe that's the route. As on your way, you're looking for natural features in the landscape to help make sure you're on the right track. So the last thing I want to do is just touch on utilities. This is raw vacant lands. You're going to have to put a well in for water, you know, septic system. I don't know how close utilities are, but as we can see in some of that, there was some development. And it is zoned U, which, you know, when you ask about land use, what you can do, we list this website, the website I'm on right here. We have a link to this and we share the property zoning code, which is U, unclassified. And you can read more about unclassified on this website link inside of our listings. And we've touched on the plat map. We've touched on the legal description with that easement. Anything else I'm missing? I'm just talking out loud right now. How to use GPS coordinates. We've got that in there. Again, Shasta County. But yeah, that's it. I mean, our photographer didn't quite get back there. We'll post all of his photos in here. There may be gates, there may not be gates. But this will be listed on Wilco Lands. We're available anytime, 605-299-5553. My name is Miles. It's a 40 acre property in the Oak Run, Whitmore, Shasta County area of east of Reading. So in Miles at Wilco Land, checking out. I know it's a long video, but I appreciate you listening.